Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and today we got our first look at 2019's probably biggest flop. And that, of course, is going to be the remake of Aladdin. Yeah, the live-action remake of Aladdin is probably going to end up being Disney's biggest mistake of 2019. That or Dumbo. My money's probably more on this movie, and that has everything to do with its release date. Not the quality of the film, but its release date, which Disney's locked into Memorial Day weekend, which in the last 4 years has tanked every movie that's released on Memorial Day weekend. And this, of course, is coming out in May, just weeks after Avengers Endgame hits. So, you've also got Detective Pikachu coming out around that same time and a few other movies. And I think Detective Pikachu is going to gross a lot more money than Aladdin. But they released a whole bunch of first look images over on Entertainment Weekly. So let's see if we can skirt around copyright law and actually discuss these things so my channel doesn't get taken down. But anyway, looking here at the first, this is a cover, right? This is blown up here. You get a good look at the three of them. You got Will Smith as the genie. Never mind that he's got the little ponytail on top, which is pretty funny. But he's got the classic Will Smith look, the classic grin. You know, this goat, whatever this goatee is, right? I mean, like, look, I wish I could actually grow long enough goatee to put the little rubber band in it, but I can't. But he says he's going to be blue. He says he's going to be CG'd blue. Okay. I don't know how much of that I actually believe, but taking a look down here at Naomi Scott and the guy playing Aladdin, whose name I can't remember right now. You know what? When I first saw the teaser for Aladdin and we saw that one shot of him getting the lamp, it looked kind of odd, but here I can see more of it. And Naomi Scott was great in the Power Rangers movie last year, and so I think she's gonna do pretty well, pretty damn well as Jasmine. Of course, there are a bunch of other characters that we're gonna have to see in the movie too, in order to get a better idea of what to expect. That, of course, how are they gonna do Abu, right? Well, they're gonna do him like this. So this is what Abu looks like here. Obviously, a capuchin monkey, which just makes a lot of sense that it's a capuchin monkey, and looks a lot like the monkey from Outbreak and the monkey from The Hangover 2 and the monkey from all of those things. But this is going to be it, and it's all going to be dependent on the expressions of the monkey and the CG Abu. But that's going to be pretty good. Unfortunately, there's no Iago in this, so we don't know how they're going to handle Iago. But Abu is a big part of it, so I definitely am excited to see what they do with them. Plus, they got the fez on them, they got the little vest, it's adorable, and this is going to sell merchandise. Keep in mind, this whole thing is meant to sell merchandise. So Raja and the magic carpet and the genie and Aladdin and Jasmine and maybe even the king. Maybe not so much Jafar, but definitely Iago and Abu are going to be selling a lot of merch. Here's a good shot of Aladdin talking with the genie, and we could see it's not just a little nub on the top of his hair, it's a full-on ponytail. Someone had to suction cup that to Will Smith's head. But again, the shot's framed pretty good. I like the attention to detail in the clothing. It looks pretty good. But at the same time, I don't know if this is just a promo shot or if this is something from the actual movie. But I do feel like if they are going to be doing the genie the right way, mocap would probably be the best course of action, which would then have him in a mocap suit, saying that they are going to mocap the genie. But I don't think you ever mocap Will Smith, right? It's like it's all of Will Smith or it's none of Will Smith is how I look at that. Here's another shot of Aladdin and Jasmine in the market. This, of course, is obviously after they meet and when he's running from the guards, and she ends up bumping into him because she gets caught stealing and he gets her out of it. As we can see here, it's a diverse marketplace. We have we got the Asian dude over there. I'm saying they're going for diversity, which is fine, which is cool. Again, it's a very clean looking image. It's a good looking shot. It's a lot of detail in the sets behind it. Here's him basically protecting some kids from some debris. Although the kid in the white turban right there looks a lot like he's just uninterested. But then again, it's a screenshot. He's like, I'm here. It's a paycheck. And Aladdin's all like, oh my God, look out. And then like no one else in the crowd is looking at what's going on. This is funny thing to me. Dude in the really odd black top hat looking completely the other direction. The guy in the red turban looking the other direction. Woman with the little headdress on and the pink robe looking the opposite direction. The kid looking bored as hell. And the one dude over there looking down, not even at the kid, the guy in the brown turban looking down at the ground. And no one's really paying much attention to what's going on with Aladdin, shielding children from danger. But of course, it's just a screenshot, and I'm paying way too much attention to that. Although I do love the fact that it's a white guy dead in the center. This is meant to be Agrabah in the Middle East, and there's the white dude in the turban. I expect there to be many articles about that particular white boy in a turban. Let's zoom in on him a little bit. Take a look here at the white guy. Who is this white gentleman in a turban? He's got that expression of, oh shit, why am I here? I'm now in a lot of trouble. I shouldn't have come here. I'm so sorry. Please don't fire me. All right, this is a new addition, by the way. So obviously, Jasmine is talking to her friend, right? This is a friend. This is a supporting character. Now, in the original animated movie, her closest confidant is Raja, and you don't want to mess with the Bengal tiger. You don't want to mess with that. But since Raja in this case isn't going to communicate at all, I don't think, in the same possible way, or not going to play as big of a part because it costs a lot to CG a tiger, for those type of comic relief moments, they're going to bring it to her best friend and confidant, who also I think happens to be her maid. So that's a new one. That's a new addition, a new addition to the movie. We got a shot here of them escaping. This is obviously going to be an action sequence with them getting away after Jasmine's caught stealing. What I see here is, I think this is even reminiscent of the original film too, where where they're dyeing the clothes. And that's actually a really cool aesthetic, where they've got the different containers and the different dyes, and they're dyeing all the clothes a different way. That to me is pretty cool. It's a attention to detail. Although I gotta admit, I really love the shoes that this guy right here is wearing. Those have got to be the most uncomfortable slip-ons I've ever seen in my entire life, right? Just, oh my God, those are terribly uncomfortable. Then we've got the shot here of Jafar holding the lamp. I don't know what point in time this is going to be in the movie. Obviously, this is probably when he ends up getting control of it later on in order to then grant the wishes. But the lamp, a lot of detail on the lamp. His outfit's very detailed. Although, I mean, Jafar is very tall, very thin, very gaunt. Very menacing. I don't really get menacing off of a guy going, right? Considering that I've seen some headlines or some articles basically say, oh my God, the new Jafar is so hot that people are rooting for the bad guy to win. This is where we are. Apparently this dude, whoever he is super hot, and girls are like, oh my God, I would let him totally plunder my Cave of Wonders. You know what? He could go all night in my Cave of Wonders and then just release my inner genie, which is not blue, but it is sticky. Like that's what I get off of that. That's terrible stuff. Anyway, final shot here is again the same room, same throne room. I'm thinking right from this shot, we can see that or it looks about the same. I could be wrong. Torches there are different. It could be later on in the film where they added them because it's nighttime, and here they don't have them because it's nighttime. But you can still see the same design on the stairs. Anyway, obviously this is Jasmine in a very pretty dress. This is probably later on in the film when she's or in the beginning when she's introduced to her father. First time we meet her in the movie, and she's very prominent, very prim, very very poised to be the princess. Lots of P words here. And, coming in and being introduced. And it's very, very fine attention to detail. The sets have a lot of detail to them. Very gold design. Agrabah, was it the Golden City or whatever? Very good. And I look at the Aladdin. And I'm not against what I see here, necessarily, outside of Will Smith and that suction cup on, ponytail that he's got going on, right? Like a dude who hit 45, realizes life is going nowhere, and really just lets it all go to the top of his head. But I want to know how Guy Richie is going to handle this. Guy Richie is not one to tell these types of fairy tales. All right. I mean, there's no pikeys, there's no boxing, no one's getting fed to pigs, and no one in this movie is saying the word fuck, period. Right. So obviously that's going to be an issue. But again, Disney is kind of setting this movie up to fail. It comes out on Memorial Day weekend. In the last 4 years, it's hurt movies that have come out around that time. On that weekend, people aren't going on Memorial Day. Avengers is going to take in so much money. It's going to basically clear the slate of most of May. Just to give you guys an idea. Okay, so Avengers came out end of April of this year. A couple weeks later, 3 weeks later, Deadpool came out, rocked 80 mil. All right, which is good, but didn't crack the 100 million because people still went and saw freaking Avengers. Then the next weekend, which was Memorial Day, Solo came out, rocked 80 mil, didn't break the 100 million because Deadpool 2 pulled in 44 million on its second week. Now, if both of those movies would have been released a little bit later, both would have probably crossed the $100 million mark, which would have then made them successes in the eyes of the studios. This movie is not going to be a $1 billion movie right off the bat. It could get there. It could be Beauty and the Beast levels. It could be like that, where people go, wow, that was really good. Didn't think it was going to be as good. Beauty and the Beast released in March, $1 billion, right? The Lion King, or not the Lion King is later on. I think it's in July. Again, that could be well, because it's out of the whole era involving, you're out of the way of Avengers at that point. You can make the money. Pixar will have Toy Story 4 in June. July is Lion King. It gives them time to recoup their costs. May is where they're shoehorning this, and I think it's going to fail. I think Aladdin is destined to fail. And I think also part of it too, if they don't get the Genie right, that's going to be a big point of concern. That's going to be a big point of concern. But anyway, I leave it to you guys. What are your thoughts on this one? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be bad? Do you care anymore? Do you care at all about these movies? Let me know in the comments below. You guys can always also call into our voicemail line at 818-350-3281. That's 818-350-3281. You can also find me if you want to talk to me directly. My Discord is linked in the video description. You come on in there, hang out, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate you guys spending your time here. I just want you to know, if you want to help support the channel, which is a great time now, you could do that by just liking the video or subscribing or checking out any of the links below in the video description. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for your time and your support. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow on another video here for $3 Buck Theater.